Hey, what's up, my people? Jeremy here with another episode of Next Level Students. I'm so excited to be back here at North Springs High School with the 11th and 12th graders, the juniors and seniors, the big dogs on campus. Make some noise for yourself. Yeah. Our first question is coming today from Capella. Capella Edwards, holla at your boy. Yeah. What's your question? Talk to me. What's on your mind?
So I'm going to college soon, and I find myself overthinking the future a lot and not being able to focus on the present. Do you have any advice for that?
Yeah, that's good. For one, let me commend you for being focused on the future. Because when I was your age, you know what I'm saying, I was focused on them ladies, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be honest. I wasn't thinking about the future. But it wasn't until I began to think about the future that I really received what I wanted to from the future. So I think it's a good thing. But what I want you to do, right? You put in the work, you do your homework, you make sure your test scores is where they should be, but you enjoy it. Like, are you a junior or a senior?
I'm a senior.
You a senior, so enjoy it. Like, embrace it, because sometimes you can think so much about the future, you look up and you're like, man, my senior year was a blur. You know what I'm saying? So every session when you flirt with somebody, you make it count. Every lunch, every game, every pep rally, enjoy it, but make sure you enjoy it while you're preparing. See, I went wrong because I was all focusing on kicking it and enjoying, and I wasn't preparing. So you focus on preparing for college, you know, you're planning, but you also enjoy where you are right now. And I think that's where the value is. So for me and my family, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm preparing for the future. Like, my daughter, for one, she gonna have a scholarship for college, but I'm gonna be in such a way financially, she ain't gonna have to pay for college. You know what I'm saying? So I'm preparing for the future now. I'm preparing for the next house I'm gonna buy my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, that 6-bedroom boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm preparing for that now, but I'm still enjoying our time. So I'm still on that HGTV Food Network with my sports center with my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, after we get done eating, we still playing Uno as a family. So it's a formula, you know what I'm saying? Every night I still read my little daughter her story, I pray with her, give her a bath, put her to bed. So I'm enjoying the present, but I'm always thinking about the future, okay? Make me proud. Yeah. All right. Good stuff. Next up, we got Ayana. Ayana, holla at the boy! All right, talk to me. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to know, how do you balance your life? Like, if you have a job, you have school, you have, stuff going on in your life, how do you balance everything?
Yeah, okay, so that's good. So balance is important, but it takes discipline. You know what I'm saying? And so you gotta make the main thing the main thing. So when you're in school, you gotta say, okay, right now I'm in school. When I get home, if I got some time, you gotta plan ahead of time. Okay, I'm gonna do homework, then I'm gonna go to the mall, then I'm gonna kick it with my girl, then I'm gonna do Snapchat, then I'm gonna do blah, 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 blah. You gotta plan it out, you know what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all something. I wasn't a strategic planner like this. Y'all know my failure in school. I went to 3 different schools for the 9th grade. I finally bounced back, took summer school, took night courses. But when I finally graduated from high school on time, I went to college. I had a job during college and I had a social life. You know what I'm saying? But what I mastered, okay, we gonna kick it when we kick it. When it's time to be in the library, we're in the library. When I'm in class, I'm in class. My schedule was so tight when I was in college, and this is not safe, so don't do it. But I would literally change clothes in my car on the way to work. Like, that's how tight my schedule was in college. I was taking 21 hours because I had switched my major and I wanted to graduate on time. I would change clothes into my work uniform. I worked at this restaurant while I was driving. So when I hit a stoplight, I'm putting the pants on. And the next stoplight, I'm putting my shirt on. You know what I'm saying? That's reckless and not safe, but just hear me clearly. I had to be structured. And my time, I had to maximize my day. So when I come across students, whether they in 7th, 8th grade or 11th and 12th and about to go to college, the structure is important. And here's the reality. You're gonna have drama with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, with your family. You're gonna go through hard times. Uh-oh, I struck a chord there, huh? You know what I'm saying? Life is gonna happen. So we gotta make sure we are as prepared as we supposed to be so we get everything we supposed to get from the future. I am very strategic. I'm planning for my summer right now, and I'm planning for my 2019, for our company, and I'm planning for our family in the future. So you gotta be structured, you gotta have that discipline. And it's hard, because it's like, well, I wanna do this because it makes me feel good, but that's not gonna help you propel in the future. So I think what's gonna help you go to the next level is when you're more structured.
Well, now I have another question.
Okay,
How do
what
I
is it?
become more structured?
So that's good. So how do I become more structured? I think if you really want it, you'll become more structured. Look, let me tell you something. You do what you don't want to do, so you can do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't be wanting to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, but I'm trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? And so we got to get to a point in life, if you really, really want it, like watch this, right? Let me be real practical. If you really, really want it, you'll be structured and disciplined. Like, I don't like washing dishes and vacuuming and doing laundry, but I like to make my wife happy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I wanna just kick it and watch SportsCenter all day. You know what I'm saying? Eat Fruit Loops. Shoot, that's what I wanna do, but I wanna make my wife happy. You know what I'm saying? I like playing Barbies with my daughter, but I'd probably rather be hitting the gym or doing something else, but I know that that's important. So when it becomes important to you, that's when you become structured. So you gotta ask yourself, this is where I am now, where do I wanna go in the future? I wanna get there, so let me be as structured as I need to be now and disciplined so I can get what I'm supposed to get in the future. All right? Make me proud, girl. Yeah. Next, we got Amir Thomas. Holla at your boy. Come on, put your hands together. All right, what's your question? Talk to me.
All right, so my situation, like, I do a lot of different things as far as like YouTube, music, and clothing. I just want to know, like, do you need school? Like, is school in the way?
Now, when you say is school in the way, you mean like high school or like after college? Like after high school, like college? Like what you mean?
Like school, period. Like
School,
I feel
period.
like school is in the way from stopping me, like what I want to do.
All right, good, that's good. All right, so I come across, let me tell you something right now. I'm a strong proponent of secondary education. Like after high school, I'm big on go to college. You know what I'm saying? Now, are there some anomalies, like some people that just happen to end up blowing up, like your boy Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook? Like, yes, you have like 1 in probably 10,000 that's extremely successful that didn't go to college. But for the average person, especially minorities, like you need to make sure, like, period, like you have some type of education. So so what I'm doing right now, I learned a lot when I was in college, but a lot of it I necessarily didn't learn. But the resources that I got, the connections that I made, the people I hooked up with, the experiences, that's what took me to the next level. So I think that education is key and education is valuable, you know what I'm saying? Because you have something to fall back on. And so you wanna always grow as a person. And there's another level of discipline that you're gonna get when you're in school. So when I was working on my master's, I'm gonna be honest with you, my master's degree does nothing for me and my company where I am now. Now it helps my credibility when they write that check, you know what I'm saying? But it don't really, it's not like the knowledge from that helps me that much more as a speaker, but the discipline that I gathered in saying, man, I really want to kick it. Man, I want to go to the mall. Man, I want to go play ball, but I got to write this paper and I got to read this book. The discipline that school gives you, in addition to the education, is what will take you to another level. So I'm gonna tell you right now, for sure you need high school, and then maybe you don't go to Yale, or maybe you don't go to Harvard, but maybe you go to SCAD or some other school that helps you with your art design, get around some other creators who have been highly successful in that field. You know what I'm saying? But what I get afraid of is when I come across students who are crazy talented, but they feel like they so nice, they don't need school. So I can appreciate your question as far as, do I really need it? I think school is gonna help enhance your grind. Take it from someone like me that did a lot of school. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna help you go to that next level. So I think you should sit back and say, okay, what field am I gonna work in? What do I really wanna do in the future? And how can I educate myself to make myself stronger? Because it's a competitive field. You know how many people out here designing, and the connections that you make in school and the information that you get is invaluable, all right? So I want you to value school now, and when you graduate, then ask yourself, if I go to this design school, is that gonna help further me in my career? And if so, I want you to be disciplined, and I want you to make that happen, all right? Proud of you, bro. Yeah. All right, our final question is coming from my friend Rachel. Rachel, make some noise for Rachel. What question you got?
How do you deal with like a suicidal friend?
So you'll be surprised how often, you know, this question comes up. I'm actually in the field I'm in because I came across some people who were considering suicide. And after an encounter with me, they decided that they wanted to live. So my first thing I would say is to speak life, right? If you have a friend that's down and they feel depressed and they feel in the dump, there is so much power in you saying, don't give up, there is purpose. You got to keep fighting because sometimes it's so dark. You ever been in a really dark place? Sometimes it's so dark, you can't see the light. I'm telling you right now, the light is at the end of the tunnel. You will get by, you will bounce back, but sometimes the situation is so dark they can't see it, and so they're like, I'm just gonna succumb to the darkness. And so when you speak life to them, it's like giving light, it's like giving hope. And so what I tell people all the time is there is power and value in speaking life and affirming and being positive. Now it's up to them to believe it. You know what I'm saying? And so I think when we do that on a consistent basis, that's what's helped us. I work with so many students who feel like, the pain is so much, they start with cutting themselves. I got a few people now on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm following them solely because of Speak Life, because I'll see them cutting themselves and then they show the blood dripping on their Instagram posts, and it's breaking my heart. But they are in such a dark place where they feel like this is all I can do to escape the pain. And then I know what's next. What's next is them checking out. What's next is them giving up. So if you notice the questions that came before you, a lot of us are thinking about the future. Do I need this? Do I need this? Do I need that? I think if your friend that's dealing with the suicidal thoughts, if they could think about the future, if they could think about the potential, if they could say, okay, this hurts right now, and this situation sucks right now, but I wonder what 2019 is gonna look like. I wonder what 2021 is gonna look like. I wonder what 2027 is gonna look like. Sometimes we have to focus on the future because the pain from our present tends to cripple us. It tends to break us down. So my advice to you and to every other person that's watching this video is if you have someone that's in a dark place or you have someone with suicidal thoughts, there is a lot of power in speaking life to them and letting them know your condition will not be your conclusion. I say it all the time. What you're going through right now, that situation is going to change. And what doesn't kill you will make you stronger. But sometimes all we feel is the darkness and all we feel is the pain. So you got to be there for them to get their mind off of it. Because there are graveyards all over the globe filled with people who couldn't see the darkness and they gave up. And it breaks my heart because I'm like, man, you have no clue that you were that close to that breakthrough, but you can't give up, you know what I'm saying? And so it's sensitive for me because I know people who have quit and given up, and I know people who are really, really close. And I'm always asking myself, what could I have said differently? All we can do is speak life. All we can do is push hope. All we can do is push love. And I expect you to do the same thing, okay? All right, make me proud, make me proud. All right, hey, look, that wraps up our episode of Next Level Students. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you're focusing on your future. I hope you're gonna speak life to every single person that you cross paths with, and I hope to see y'all next week. Peace. What's up? I hope you enjoyed today's video, and check this out. You gotta subscribe because I've got so many more videos in store for you. And when they come out, I want them to come directly to you. So click subscribe and let's keep building together.